Oh, it clicked and I went live rather quickly. There we go. It's got some strange lights going on. We shall get round that. We should get round that. So I didn't actually tell everyone we were going live. I just got back from the Endgame Avengers. Hey Chase, pull this closer. Swivel you guys around. There we go, there we go. Still got those weird lights. How's the connection for you guys? Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to Miami with the team. We had Sebastian Gold and one of our new coaches, Papa Ace, who was a bit ill, unfortunately, while we were in Miami, but still made it out. And our man JC from LA. So we had literally had a killing crew in Miami. It was very exciting. Hey Ozzy. I'm just going to shout out on here now that I've got a few two different iPads going now for Facebook and Instagram. But I wanted to talk to you about a really interesting topic, and that's how to leverage, or more importantly, how not to fall into the no group, as in the low value guy on social media. You could have a high value life and your social media sucks, and she checks it out, even though you try to hide it. And you just fucking lose her because she just sees you as a low value guy. How to avoid that, and how to look high value, and also how to build towards having a great following that works for you when a girl's not sure. You know, she looks at the profile and she, oh wow, there's more to this guy than meets the eye. And especially because I've been out in Miami and doing a bit of day game. It was great to get back into the day game. You know, those short interactions, and because I'm racking up quite a few in a day, and I want to funnel them somewhere quickly, so I'll let them see the Instagram. That adds to the extra value. My account adds to my extra value now, but I'm going to show you how I did that and a few tips that you can do straight away this week to add extra value. Say, Mr. Tony Flowers, trust in the story, Mr. Fantastico. How you doing, fellas? How you doing? Oh, it's wobbling around. Samuel, hi. Aussie again, yeah. Hi, buddy. Chase. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. Yeah, sorry I didn't give you guys a shout out and announcement that was actually going live. Let me quickly just go into Facebook and share this one out. Make sure it came out on the right channel. But yeah, who's seen Endgame? Have you seen Endgame? Oh, that was good. It was good. I'm going to have to see it again. I ate way too much shit though, just trying to stay awake for 3 hours. So, give me a thumbs up. Have you seen Endgame, the Avengers? Some nice little mixes. I must admit, I wasn't too much into the whole girl power thing at the end. It's like everything's getting just too politically correct, you know, where they've got to line up all the females just to make a point. It's just getting a bit too politically correct for my liking on the whole feminism angle. But yeah, still good film. Right, I'm just going to share this out to the groups. Share this to our groups right now. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. This is clever. I can share it to all our groups all at once. So, tell me right now, everybody who's on here, your Instagram or your Facebook, whatever's your highest channel, how many followers? Everybody be honest, okay? And I'm going to give you, then it gives me an idea where I'm pitching at to give you the right level and impact of information. How many followers have you got on your social media right now? Let's see. Yeah, we've got a new group, by the way, PUA Los Angeles, one of our new groups in Los Angeles. If you didn't know, we have some specialist groups right now. One is our PUA Magic. It's a great little channel. Loads of pick up little flash game stuff you can do. We've got the relationship one with Rick Dutch. We've got another one, PUA Routines Only, where we put more specific routines. And also the main PUA Mentor group, which most of you guys are in anyway. But yeah, definitely worth getting into some of those. Let me share this out, and then I'll be with you in a second. Well, I think that's about it. Shared with about 20 groups. Sorry that I've been away for so long. Where can I stand this? Oh, we've only got 1% on the old battery here on Instagram, so I reckon that's probably going to die a death in a minute. So let's work around that. That's because Sebastian Gold's been staying with me, and he keeps using my iPad for the piano, and he doesn't fucking charge the battery. Cunt. Let me just recharge that quickly before we die. There we go. We've got some real power kicking in now. We've got some real power. So Kevin's got 160 on Insta. In fact, even better, this is more important. What are the ratios that you've got? Like, you might have 160 followers. The best is not to have more than 30% following. And how do you get around that? How do you get around that? Lone Wolf Aesthetics, sorry. So how many of you got, Mr. Fantastic? Everybody's hiding their numbers here. So yeah, if you've got, for instance, and first of all, what is the benefit of having a lot of followers? Well, the game has changed a lot. The game has changed. And in respects of before, a typical woman, aside from same night lays, apart from, the grab game on the streets and getting laid, never seeing the girl again, I'm on about like real quality game. Real quality game, where you meet a girl, you get to like each other, you build a good connection, she's relaxed with you, you have great sex, and you get to see her a few more times. That's a quality relationship and quality game. So Kevin's got 137 following, low, doesn't use it often. Okay, so what you've got to have, Mr. Fantastic's got 1,000, that's great. Shut the fuck up. Beeping, some electronic thing. Dishwasher, I think. Yeah, and a lot of guys will say, and I heard a guy, we were in Miami, and he was a sharp looking dude, but he had this air of he wasn't one of our guys, but he had a bit of a natural game. He was just a decent looking guy, and he had some lines, and he's clearly a bit polished, but the girl was on her guard straight away. She's like, I hit him with loads of shit tests just because he kind of came off as a bit of a player. And there was just something not right. For me, there was like, he didn't have any little accessories. He looked smart, but there was nothing that leaked the truth. And women will look at a guy in a snapshot. Is there something that leaks the truth of, is this guy just pretending to be someone, or is he someone? Little trinkets, little things of shiny bling factor that kind of give away an element of wealth. And she was a hot girl. I mean, he was a hot guy, in fairness. And she asked him, I remember she says, "Oh, are you in Insta or Facebook?" And I don't do social media, was his response. Maybe not in that accent, but it was a bit, like a little bit, he was used to saying it so many times. And he said, "I don't do social media." And she said, "Oh, why not?" And her face just had this, disdain, a disgruntlement, almost like disgust, like it makes them nervous. Because what are you hiding? Unless you've got a damn good story and you can say, "I don't do it because of this," or, I actually got really there and I just, I thought I'd give it up and go on a journey. And unless you've got something cool, but just to say, "I don't do social media," it kind of makes you look socially delinquent or socially inept, or there's just something fucking wrong with you. And it's a warning signal to women, because the benefit to them now, which is not a benefit to men, unless you're going to do what I'm going to show you in a moment, if they go and see your social media, are you following me right now, yeah? Let me know if you follow me, yeah? Hey Alex, buddy, is before you'd go on a date, right? Fair, remember those days? You meet a girl and you try not to always text game her, build a bit of attraction, and you get together and go and do something together on a date where you get to connect and her friends aren't around, it's you and her, and you really get that bond, you get to know each other, ends up in a nice make-out. Maybe you have sex the same night, maybe you have another night, I don't know. Irrelevant. But what the point was, that date, especially for her, is that she got to find out a lot more about you. She got to watch you, she got to observe you, she got to see your more way of being beyond the bravado of a club, beyond the stimulus and the banter and the playfulness with all your friends around and the push-pull. Now she gets to see how you are. You're right there, And if you take a lot of my other tips, make sure she sat here. Don't sit opposite on a date. Go and do something together, where you can keno and she's over the shoulder and you get your arm around her. It's rather than the girl sitting opposite, interview style. But in those dates, she got to find out a lot more about you. She get to weigh up in a safe, comfortable environment, not in your bedroom, where does she like you or not? Is there more to you than meets the eye? Are you really the high value guy you say you are? And that's where you're going to have that exchange and qualification of each other. And she's going to find out a lot more beyond the play or the bravado or the high value guy you're playing. She gets to, it leaks the truth. And that's why the more time she spends with you in multiple environments, we always used to say in the game, have multiple environments where you can bounce, even if it's just 30 minutes here, one bar, then go somewhere else. Go meet another bar where maybe you know the bar staff or something, just so she gets exposure to you in different environments. And even though it might have been 1.5 hours, can make it feel like she's known you longer because of that condensed time frame, but multiple interactions in different environments. Very powerful technique. Bouncing, yeah? So she would see all of that, but now she doesn't need to do any of that. There's the problem for the guy. Oh, I did that in Endgame. It was just getting I was like so dry. I was having a little drink, and I was and there was such a crackle. I was like, I was that guy in the cinema in one of the near end phases of the Endgame, and everyone's like looking at me, who the fuck's that? I was like, you know, when you get that guy with the popcorn crackling away, that was me for a moment. I felt it. I was like, oh, I was annoyed with myself. Yeah. So, yeah, she doesn't need to do that because now she can just look, oh, are you on Instagram or are you on Facebook? And she gets it and she goes in to see. She can look at, now what can she see? You tell me, what does she see when she looks at your social media in your absence? And while you're thinking about that and responding, when I tell them I don't do social media, exactly. Well, you tell me, Mr. Trust in the Story, how do they normally respond? There's a little element of uncomfortability, right? Would you agree on that? Hey, Charles. Hey, Paul. Paul Tully from the Tully family of Game of Thrones. Miguel. Hey, buddy. Mr. Alex there back. Just like sending you guys a little wave out. Every time I touch on my screen wobbles because they're kind of suspended screens right now. I shouldn't be touching the screens. But I do like sending little waves. There you go. Everyone included. Yeah, so one of the guys in here, he says, yep, exactly what happens to me all the time when I tell them I don't do social media. And they get that weird vibe. Now, we're not talking about all girls. Let's say the average, just a normal girl, like let's say 7s. And I know it sounds harsh, but it's the only way we can talk openly and think, is she a really hot girl? Is she a fucking celebrity superstar? Is she just a hot girl or is she just a nice looking girl? So let's talk about 7 like as in a nice looking girl. So if she's not had a boyfriend for a while, and she doesn't have a big high following, she's not got like kind of the body and physique where she can put it on the internet and she's got loads of followers just by guys looking at her, that kind of girl can be quite happy with a guy who's not on social media and just happy to exchange numbers like in the days of old. But these days, it's like now any 7 can become an 8. Yeah? The push-up bras allow them to add an extra HB point alone. The makeup and the filters are knocking girls up a couple of points. Even average girls. There's some, one of our guys, Isaac, he always used to have this rule. If you can't see the body, she's a fatty. Well, he did it in an Australian accent anyway, but and it was true. It's like if you can't see the body, she's a fatty. And there's like so many women you can see. If they're a bit chubby, they'll take a picture from above because what it does is hits their boobs, accentuates the boobs, and slims them down on the waist. Very sneaky little technique. And then you look through a couple of photos and you're like, oh, hot. Oh shit, this girl's a fucking truckload. This is like that would be like throwing a sausage in the back of a Bedford truck. This girl's a wide fucking dangerous load on her backside, you know? But on the first photo, you don't see that. So girls, if they hit the right angle, there's a great rap song about that in the moment, selfies and the angles, get the angles right and they can look hot. So they get a lot of reaction from guys and they're not used to getting those reactions. So they can have a higher perceived value than what they really are. And a lot of girls are getting that extra value. Now let's take an 8. Let's say she's got a pair of boobs and she's a good looking girl. These 8s can look like 9s. Yeah, if they put a smile on the face and they look like they're accessible and not too bitchy, they get more reactions than 9s. Crazy. He says, I find it's how they validate you based on your social media. Absolutely. So what does she see? What does she see when she goes to yours? Well, what do you see? Immediately you get to see, you're looking at her and all of a sudden you go, oh, wow, she's got like 5,000 followers or 10,000 followers, or she's like got 500 likes on a photo, and just a nice looking girl with a pair of boobs, and you go, oh, wow, or backside if you're in the backside, you know? The Brit butts, Brit bust and the USA butts, you know? We're into different things, I think. Anyway, unless you get spoiled with choice, then you like both. So, yeah, where was I? Yeah, here's the exciting thing. You can see a lot by her, and you start reacting differently once she's high value, because you know she has a lot more choice. And then the other way around, this is what I really want to get to, is your profile. What does she see? Well, what is one of the main attraction factors? Yeah, it is the pre-mate selection. Yeah, the social proof of other women liking you. Also in the old days known as pre-selection. Yeah, evolution of design, David Buss, they talk about pre-mate selection. Is that the tribal animals can see that other women find you attractive, thereby letting them know you must have extra qualities that they cannot see. That's why a lot of guys, when we say don't go, hey Catalan, is by going direct sometimes, you may have had a chance with that woman, but by going direct, you're literally throwing it out there. I like you, do you like me? It's like a very reactional gaming style, because if she doesn't like you, you're fucked because you're gone. And if she wasn't sure about you, you're fucked as well, because you threw it out there and you went overtly sexual too early, so she doesn't see her other qualities. We can see her qualities for us as most guys. We look at her, she's beautiful, she has immediate value. You don't have that value based on your looks. Yeah, so that's why one of the benefits of general indirect, not like totally indirect where you don't let them know you like them for like until days later, you know, that's extreme bullshit. But not going fucking straight sexual and making her friends feel uncomfortable or making her feel uncomfortable. The other day, we were in Miami, one of our junior coaches went in, I didn't know, there was a girl, she was actually Puerto Rican, I can't remember, JC will know. She was Puerto Rican, but she lives in Germany, and she was sat on her own in Miami, and I walked by, and I'm like, wow, she had just this beautiful, sophisticated style about her. I was like, wow, Sebastian Gold, it's a 9, you gotta go. Now, I don't like doing the long day game approach, but boom, you gotta get in there. What I found out later was one of our junior coaches had gone in as well. And so we exchanged on Instagram, we chatted a little bit, I opened, boom, she was going to Fort Lauderdale the same night with some friends, they go kayaking and everything. And so yeah, we just kept in touch while we're there, and she's actually coming out to the Copenhagen boot camp. At the same time, one of our junior coaches who's just in training, he'd gone at the same set, and he's a bit more forward. I'm not going to mention any names. He used to work with another, or train under another company. They were very forward and sexual straight away. And her shields were up. Her body language was up. And she immediately had told him, literally within 30 seconds, I have a boyfriend. She didn't even tell me that. She still, to this moment, has not told me that. Maybe she has, and some girls are looking for an out because it's not going well. That's up to her to say that. But she told him straight away. What's happening there, I call it the PDS, yeah? The perv defense system is kicking in, yeah? Or the player defense system is because you've been overtly sexual straight away. Boom, it's up there. Anyway, the reason I mentioned that is it's so easy with the social media now. They get to know you a little bit, and you're exchanging details, because it's literally like, why would you as an employer hire somebody without checking their LinkedIn? And if you checked in their LinkedIn, you wouldn't really trust what they said. You'd probably go and look at the endorsements. Who's endorsing them? And that's like social media these days. For the people who play a higher value game, I'm not on about 7, I'm on about 8+. Yeah? And girls who have choice, they're going to want to take note of your social profile, because that lets them know so much about you before they waste time on dates. The worst thing for a woman is going on a date with you and finding out that you're a bit of a needy guy, because those needy guys, they go on a date, they think they have a chance, you get a little kiss on the cheek, and all of a sudden you're all flustered and you're chasing, all of a sudden she's got a stalker. She's just got another guy, becomes hateful, and it gets uncomfortable. She doesn't have to do any of that. Now, she can look at your social media profile. This guy's got potential. Did you go on a date? Hopefully that if you got a bit of coin, you're going to pay anyway. So she's got nothing to lose in that sense. Yeah? And especially more socially calibrated with more followers and other women. That's that pre-selection, pre-made selection, when she can see the social proof of other women is that, but the worst thing is when she sees there's no women following you. Hey, Eric, buddy, how you doing? When there's no women following you, that's a bit of a warning sign that you're a bit miscalibrated. So if you've got a lot of dudes responding to you, and more importantly, those dudes are responding to you on your social media and they're a-mugging you or just bantering and teasing and they keep doing it, fucking magdegrade and get rid, because they're not helping you. They're not helping you. They're not saying something positive, okay, or at least playful with you that's pumping your state or your profile state. Then yeah, get fucking rid of them. But they can tell a lot by your social media and how, not only how many women are following you, are they hot, are they liking your shit? She's only going to see who's liked the last photo in the last day. And if it's just all fucking dudes or no women, it tells a story, it leaks the truth. And how many of those are commenting? How many of those are commenting? Women, as a little tip, by the way, respond much better to little videos of scenery. If you combine scenery with you going on a little rant and saying your piece and something motivational, or you're leaking the truth of your personality in that rant, you'll find you get a lot more comments. Boom. For instance, if you look at my Sean 3SR one, my personal one, Sean, SHAUN 3SR, you'll notice in the last couple of videos, there's like 15 comments or so. But you get a lot of hot women there as well, reacting to it. And they like those little rants, so there's a little tip for you. So that's the first one. Does she see other women in there? Now, I've got one of our other junior coaches from LA, and he on his profile had just too many women on. And he's always attracting these crazy, what I call bottle bunnies. You know what I mean by bottle bunnies? The ones who are just excited to hang around the status of a table, you know, and drink. And he gets all the crazy ones. So, but why is he getting those? Well, because on his profile, he looks like a player. He always has his glasses on, and all he does is stand around, and every photo with 4 or 5 girls. And it's great, he has that kind of lifestyle. But then he wants a normal, kind of a caring, encouraging, professional girl. Now she's going to look at his profile and think, oh my God, player. Straight away, boom. It's just too many women. So if you notice mine, I'll try and balance them. Like there's a lot of ones I like to show and tell a little bit more because it's good for the guy ego. Look what I got, look what I got. But you've got to have a little bit of a balance. Show some boobs, show some hot women, but have a balance in what you're showing. Have the nature, have the lifestyle, have the work. Another one, if you got the physique, okay, then don't be the guy with the fucking flashing the abs going at what you can do though. Let's say you're kayaking and it shows a mini video, you kayaking or windsurf or doing some sort of activity that shows that you have a good physique, that should catch a glimpse. So is it done indirectly rather than say, look at my abs, you know? A lot of girls go, douchey. A girl starts flashing a bit of boobs, we react because we value the beauty. Whereas they appreciate it, but they don't value it. And when you try to overshow your beauty as a man, it comes across a bit like, you know, too try hard. Mr. Bo Matthews, the best magician in Los Angeles. How you doing, brother? I'm there next week, Tuesday, mate. We must connect. Hey, Jules, how you doing, my friend? Simon Ridge says, can you touch on the great point you made about women aren't actually gold diggers? They are simply looking for good providers. I've got a whole video on that on YouTube. So I suggest you probably watch that one on there. But yeah, it's natural. I'm a practical speaker, right? So put it this way. If she pair bonds with you, she gets into bed with you, and she's going to be in a long-term relationship with you, there's the assumption in her DNA wiring that she's going to have a child, whether she does or not. And could you be the guy, number one, if she pair bonds with you, you get together, will she at least maintain her lifestyle that she has right now, and ideally should be better? She does not want to lower her lifestyle. So if she's a girl, she's got a bit of coin, or like she gets to travel because she's hot and guys take her places and she doesn't need to spend as much money, if you're a guy struggling to get by, it's going to be a lot fucking harder for you. Unless you can demonstrate where you're going, it's a different thing. But a girl wants to improve her quality of life. You'll find that with most girls. They want to move up in the world. Now, if they're fucking average 7s or 6s, and I know we can all fall in fucking love with 7s, and you think that you're 9, but if she doesn't really give a fuck about what you do, that's probably because she doesn't have that much choice, and she ain't as hot as you think. Just saying. Guys are like, fucking Discovery. Fuck off. Who gives a shit? Right. Okay. So we're talking about the hotter ones, the girls who have choice. So what else does she see about your profile? So you got the physique. Yeah. You got your fashion and style and different attires. Don't be the same guy always wearing the same shit. There'll be guys who always wear the fucking LA baseball caps or the hip hop, or they're like the guitar guys with the fucking chains and the black leather jackets and the moody, gloomy guys, or the guys in the suits. Don't be a one-trick pony. Have a range of styles. It's fucking common sense, guys. You know what I mean? So have a range of styles so she can see you're adaptable as part of your social intuition. And that you look comfortable in that attire. You look good in the bling. And when you go out, have a couple of goals. If you look at my Sean 3SR, you'll notice it's very non-pick-up-y like most other pick-up players. Because then it works for me rather than against me when I meet girls. They can see the girls in there. And our girls will say, oh, I see you have a lot of girls in your life. There ain't that many on. I deliberately paste them. But they're going through them and checking for them. They're looking for those boobs and the figure. But more importantly, they're looking to see how other girls are reacting to you. Yeah? So it's not that you standing there with a couple of promo-looking girls means nothing. You got a girl that's giving you a kiss on the cheek and they're laughing and giggling and you look like you're turning away a little bit, so you're not chasing them. You'll see me do a lot of that. Okay, they can see that the girls are reacting to you rather than the guys leaning in to the girl. Yeah, she's there and you're the one leaning in to get at the photo. Yeah, or pulling her in. You're trying to get in with her. Yeah, is she standing with her hand hanging down, or has she got her arm around you? She give you the kiss on the cheek. You want those interaction videos. Powerful. So that's the pre-made selection. Women like you, and that makes you safe and comfortable. And if they've got some hot ones, it's good. It's like a little sending a shot across her bow, saying that for you, the beauty, we all know the old mystery gambit, like beauty is common. Okay, well, beauty is common in the world. Don't just say it, live it and realize it and be in beautiful places, you know. Just found a bit of popcorn stuck to the bottom of my trousers from the cinema. For those of you who don't know, I just came straight in from watching Endgame, The Avengers. It was great. I was desperate to see it. I got stuck in Miami and I didn't get to see it. Right, so we covered the pre-made selection. And then the leader. Are you on stage? Are you coaching some people? Is there a bit where you're talking to some other men and they're listening to you? Can you upload your leader? One of my guys that coached in Utah, he literally says in his profile, boom, leader of men and protector of loved ones. He says it in his profile. But it's reinforced because the photos he has, he's there and he's got a team around him and he takes not just a photo, intersperse some videos, because the video, even if it's 3-4 seconds, hey Michael, hey Drews, even if it's 3 or 4 seconds, it tells a lot more of a story than just a still photo, because they can see how other men and women are reacting to you. There's a lot of, what's Liverpool all about? I'm sure it's something to do with fucking football. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest, but what I always find fascinating is like, you know, unless a woman is really into football, the guys who are so into football that their emotions are high if their team won, or their emotions are low, I just can't value that. I can't value grown men reacting so much to the stimulus of other people doing an activity that they're emotional and crying and up and down. Fuck. Yeah, you can do that as a real man's called war. Good old fucking war. Anyway, not hating on your game, but yeah, fuck off. Right. Andrea says, I'm looking for a relationship. Would it be wise to upload a picture of a girl kissing me on the cheek I met at a club? Well, I've got one of those. I've got one of those. I'm only joking with you, man. I just don't really fucking like watching football, that's all. I've got one of those where you see, if you look at my profile, one of my ex-girlfriends, she's giving me the kiss on the cheek, and it's a nice. It's just I'm dressed quite sophisticated. I'm not leaning in like that to get it. She's leaning in, and it's just, I'm in my environment. But what you don't want is just like, you know, the average 7 just giving you a kiss on the cheek because you're in a club, you know. Try and, you know, when there's some relationship component, try and make sure she's hot, you know. I like how you talk, bro, to be honest. Always direct, my friend. Always open and honest. But with a smile. With a smile. Right. What are the other things you can? Okay. What do all women like? They go on Tinder and what do they all say they want to do? I love to travel. That's her fucking way of saying, hey, will you take me travel? I want a guy who takes me traveling. Because what's the first thing that when a girl gets together with a guy? What's the first thing the guy always wants to do? Take them on a holiday because it bonds them together by having that experience. And who's fucking paying all the time? And I can guarantee you, look at a girl. Here's a little clue. Look at her Instagram. And if she's got a lot of travel photos, do you just see her on her own? And what I call the Instagram husband is in the background. The guy fucking paying for this exotic holiday and taking all the photos that he's not in. So if she's not going to respect the guy taking them in there, be very, very careful what you're letting yourself into. Yes. So there's a little warning for you. So what else can you show? So travel is a big one. Being in different environments. And that's why I even say to guys who go to a boot camp, don't just go to a boot camp in your local area. Go to a boot camp. Like I had some guys come out to Miami. And while we're on the boot camp, we make sure we get some photos. I'm going to be in LA and the guys coming in from London. Make sure you get some photos. We'll go do some hikes. We'll take some goals with us. And so we'll have some little after meals at the end of the night, and we're sitting around in nice cafes outside, and all the sports cars going by, just so people in your own hometown can see not only you well traveled, you got good friends around you, and you got pre-selection. You can literally upload in one weekend all of the DHV value, the demonstrations of higher value from one bootcamp experience. When you know what you're doing, it's that simple. But a lot of guys, you've got to get your fucking profile sorted. What else can she see? Your social intuition, your social vibe. You know, I'll go in and I'll like, hey, follow us. And we're just going in. And hey, this is Yuri Balak. Say hello to the world. I'll say hello to the bouncer, you know, while I'm live. But what's happening is other people can see he just walked past the whole fucking line because you can get away with it. So anything where you're demonstrating higher value, try and capture it within your stories. And then you can take those, especially on Instagram, those little mini stories, the end of the month, and put them together in little highlights. Put all the best bits together, and people can go to the highlights and see the highlights of your life. It's that simple. Mr. Fantastico says, if your physique is adequate, what ratio do you recommend for the beach body pics? Well, if it's adequate, then I wouldn't recommend going out of the way. I consider myself like, compared to most, I have a decent physique, but I'm carrying a bit more chub than I'd like. So I don't really go out of my way. But girls going to see the size. Maybe they're going to see just a little bit of strength. I'm sitting on a bike. She can see there's muscle there. As long as you're not looking like a chubster. And if you are looking like a chubster, fucking filter on. Filter on. But there's no need. There's no real value in just trying to stand there. It's worse when you're halfway through having a good body and you're trying to show it and you just got the chubbiness, because that shows that you're like so excited about having this new thing that you're not even aware of what really is, you know, good looking bodies. But you don't need that as a guy. You really do not. Too many guys are still worked up. We all know it evolutionary. We know it theoretically, but yet still the guys are desperate. There's one guy who's always messaging me. And I'm not hating on you, dude, and you know who you are. But all he ever has is pictures of fucking cats. And every time, look around me. What do you see? Light. Guys do videos from their home and there's this dark, gloomy vibe. That's weird, because remember, she's fucking coming back here. She's going to come back to your home at some point. So if yours is doomy and gloomy, it's uncomfortable. So he's got lots of pictures of cats. He always has the same one niece where if he has that's fine, have family. That's great balance. But not 5-6 photos in a row of the fucking cats, then fucking 5-6 photos in a row of the nieces, and then 5-6 photos of looking at me in the gym. It's like, ooh, does this guy not have a life beyond the gym and the fucking house with the cats? You see how very quickly, even as I describe that to you, you feel the low value there, right? If I was describing that to a woman, she'd go, ugh. Yeah? We leak the truth in our social media profiles. So anyway, I've been telling you all, you're thinking, fuck, I'm fucked. And again, a lot of girls don't even have to go on dates. You'll know I've closed numbers. Now mine's okay now, so I can just close, stick them through Instagram, and I'll put 5 or 6 in. For 5 or 6, 3 or 4 are going to drop through into the full closing phase. And that's not hard because I've built my profile. So I'm letting, as Mystery would say, he would say, let last night's successes help you tonight. Well, let last year's successes, let last year's girlfriends who are still reacting. I've got 4 or 5 girlfriends at the moment, all ex-girlfriend friends, sometimes only 3-4 month things, sometimes longer, who are pregnant, got kids now, because had some good years on this earth, and they get married, and we still have a good relationship, and they're still reacting to my profiles. They're still liking and commenting, and that's great. Be that cool guy. But the point is, my profile is now starting to help me. One of the guys, a little tip I gave him, he was wanting to follow a lot more people. Now that means I think he's on about 500, but when I looked at his profile, he's following 1800. So it's like it diminishes the impact if you only got so many followers and you're following so many other people. You need the ratio to be that. Like for every 100, you're following max like 30%, like 30. For 1,000 to be 300. How do you get around that? I'm going to show you in a moment. One of the ways you can do it, and people say, "Oh, don't buy them; it's fake." Every fucker does it. Every fucker does it. Go buy maybe if it's a new account, go buy 500 followers. You buy the 500 followers, and then you add the real ones on top of that. Yeah, just to get you started. If you're brand new, if you got in on the day it started, you don't need that. Yeah. But buy the first 500, then that way you can like a lot more and the ratios still are balanced. And later on, you can just delete those fake ones from underneath. There are so many girls that do that. I can tell just by looking at the ratios they do it. I got one of my ex-girlfriends, like does modeling and everything. And, she like 70,000 followers. Like, wow. But then I looked at her likes and she's got literally the same as me, but 10,000. So I just know most of those were fake. Big deal. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Fucking celebrities, pop stars, boom. And all it does is just add to your social proof so you can get on the channel that you're on and then follow a lot more people, but it still looks like you have a lot more followers. So your ratios are intact, which means people are reacting to you rather than you reacting to them. So there's a little tip on keeping the ratios correct. What you also want to do is when you get your friends, and they add you, hey, dude, put me on notifications. All of our coaches, for instance, they'll go on, you can get your friends and you can click on top right, say, add to notifications. So when they post a video or a photo, it comes out live. You get your good friends to do that. All you agree is that you'll all like and comment on each other's photos. And what that does is push your algorithm up so that Instagram say, oh, people are reacting to this guy's photo or video. It must be of high value. So they'll push it in front of more people. Just because you post a video in front of 100 people doesn't mean to say 100 people are going to see it. Not just the time, but will even Instagram push it up there. And one of the best clues they've got is how many people react to it in the first few hours. So you really want a good few friends who agree with each other, will all like and comment on each other's. You don't have to sit there and be anal about it, but it is quite helpful to get a bit of reaction earlier on. Can you recommend a company to buy followers? There's so many out there, so many. I did it with mine when I first got started. I think it was like 1,000 on there. But they just, within a year, you see, they'll drop. They always drop off because the companies deliberately, they get deleted and they just get moved on. The grayscale ones, if they follow you with the grayscale, just delete them because they just look fake. So eventually it'll end up real, but it's a nice little boost when you're very first starting a channel. People recommend you don't for business. That's fine because it can have a negative impact in terms of your ratios, etc. But from a social proof and getting laid and meeting goals and having a bit of extra value, no problem, no problem. Right. So yeah, we've talked about, by the way, if you're just joining us, how to have a better impact with your social media profile, which is like your social CV online, your social resume, and how not to be the guy that just looks weird. What looks weird, by the way? Too many dude pics. So many pics of when guys are with you, they've all got their arms around and over you, like they're dominating you. Be careful of that one. Be careful of just having lots of dude drinking photos. If you're into one sport, don't make your life about one sport. You don't want to be the guy who's just anal and into intensely something rather than having a breadth of interest in your life. So show more breadth. The guy who tries to show too much of his physique all the time, a guy that has just too many women who's the player, a guy who's the softie and all he does is have pictures of nature. You need a balance. It's kind of common sense, right? What else? What don't you want? What don't you want? There was a big one in here. I'll come back to a couple of those. Let me tell you what you do want. Okay, you want travel, friends. I already said that if you want to show your body, show it through an activity where you're rowing, kayaking, climbing, where they get to see you active and strong rather than just posing in the gym. It's like two different impacts. Yeah, you got to be the better body in the gym. Posing will not have as much impact as somebody who's physically active and looking healthy and fit. Share your thoughts. You'll notice, especially now with Instagram TV, not everybody can do that unless you've got 10,000 followers, but you can share your thoughts in 60 seconds. If you've got something to say, get yourself in a nice backdrop, a nice scenario. Hey guys, wanted to share this with you today. This had such a great impact on my life and I just really wanted to share this with you. Key thing when you do that little rant is to be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is contagious and they will feel that. And girls, if they're liking you and they get to see one of your recent posts, and the best place to practice this isn't always about a post. For instance, on Instagram or Facebook, it's in the stories. Stories are great because they're only live for 24 hours and they allow you to practice. So when I first got started, I only posted once a week, but I did a few stories every day. So I got desensitized to speaking on the camera and it makes it a lot easier. So that's a great little tip to get started. Work on the stories because they're gone within 24 hours. But you can elect to save them in your settings so you can save them for later on and make them highlights from the ones that were good. Make sense? That's a good one, right? So yeah, share your thoughts. And when she comes to see your profile, she met you in a bar and says, yeah, this guy was, yeah, I liked him when I met him. And yeah, he really is quite a, girls love being around men who are uplifting, positive and driven. Here's what I'm about to do, guys. And I really wanted to share this. It's been great for me at work. Okay, we just launched a new business. I'm so excited about the project. Or so we just closed a big deal. That positive, driven, ambitious guy who's not bragging, but he's enthusiastic, he's passionate. And women want to be around that kind of guy. So it's very, very powerful. So do have your little rants of positivity. Me, I speak really fast. Yeah. So when you have those, you can speak a little bit faster. You don't want to be the slow robot who speaks really slowly, like they always tell you in pickup, because then you end up sounding boring as fuck. Yeah. You can speak a little bit faster and then learn to slow it down when you want to make your impact. That's a nice way to pace your delivery, by the way. Keeps people engaged. Yeah. So a body with travel, share your thoughts. Use hashtags. Depending on what you're talking about. Look at other hashtags. If you type them in slowly on Facebook or Instagram, it'll actually show you how many other followers are following those hashtags. So use those hashtags, change them around and copy and paste all as the same and have maybe 5 or 6. That's about a good number. 5 or 6 hashtags. Then other people, let's say you were in Miami, South Beach. You got a hashtag Miami, South Beach. And like sunset, if it was the sunset, then anybody's looking for sunset in Miami or whatever, boom, it pops up. So you're going to have more people view. Sometimes if you haven't got consistency in your channel, you might not always get a like, but if it was a mini video, it'll show you'll get more views. So if you wanted to have more impact, unless it's a really good photo, I would do a short little video, 5, 6, 7 seconds that other people can appreciate, and maybe even just keep it still. If you want to have a scenery, just keep it still. 5 seconds. And then that way the views, so they might just view it really quickly without necessarily liking it, but what happens is it shows the views. So when the girl comes to look at your video, wow, this guy's got like 500 views. And you might only have 500 followers, but they come from the hashtags. So the hashtags are great for having people find you and get new followers. Mikael, my friend, you're close to getting banned. Which drugs do you take and why, and which do you prefer? What the fuck has that got to do with this channel? Boom. Random fuck. Anyway, right. Be consistent. So if you're going to post daily, post it. Trial. Sometimes you can get them off in the morning. people say do like loads every day. You just get too much, unless you're doing stories. So maybe get one first thing in the morning, you one at lunchtime when people are in your country and time zone, and one in the evening, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is also very good. Like this one's going to be low for me because it's like 1 a.m. So there's nobody in Europe. It's like 2 a.m. and nobody's up. So we're hitting some of the later US ones right now. But be consistent. Be consistent in your times and you'll pick up a lot of followers. When exchanging Insta, okay, here's a really powerful tip. Are you listening, Michael? Take your mind off the soccer and the drugs. Back to me. Right, okay. I'm excited and I've got a lot to say. So yeah, I just said, I'm actually, you know, for those of you who know me, I come from the northeast of England, not just the Newcastle Geordie, I'm like right up Northumberland. So if you ever watched Game of Thrones, I'm the guy on the fucking wall. And Game of Thrones, by the way, is based on UK geography. Hadrian's Wall, the Roman Wall, that's where I come from. Fucking fast speakers. So when I go in field, I have to work really hard at slowing it down. But right now, I have a lot to fucking say and I want to go to bed because it's 1 a.m. So catch up. Right, so no, I'm not on drugs. I'm just excited. And Sunderland isn't my town either. But if you mention football one more time, you're gone. Right. Okay, be consistent. Here's my little closing line. So, hey, I like your energy. Surprise me. You surprised me. Anyway, I'm intrigued. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go in a moment because I'm taking my friends out. We're gonna celebrate, or I'm about to go close a deal, or I've got a bit early in the morning tomorrow morning, something really exciting's happening. You've always got something else going on. So you always say to her, how can we keep this alive? Leave it at that. Oh, you on Facebook, you on Insta. Now here's where the guys go, can we get the number? The problem is with getting the number, it's like, unless she has no social media, and the reason she probably has no social media is because she's not that pretty, there's a warning, is that getting a number was the pretense to always going on a date. It's a lot more forward, dating forward, whereas it's much easier for her to share Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever you're on. You might not be on Insta, you might not be Facebook, you've got to be on one. Like I said before, if you say, oh, I don't do social media, you become that strange guy, something going wrong here. Now she's a little bit on edge, even more so. So when you exchange, and she says, oh, you're on Insta, like, so what are we doing here? Are we doing Facebook or are we doing Insta crap? It's same as sales. It's an optional close. What are we doing here? Are we doing Insta crap or fake book? And I'm just playful with it. No, I never stand directly in front of them to decide. I'm almost look like I'm leaving. I'm like, so what are we doing, by the way? Because I want women, if they're in the room, when they see this exchange going down, I'm not just working the girl, I'm working the room. I don't want them to see, look like I'm closing girls. Yeah, and normally in the old days when you do a phone, you pass them the phone. It's great because they're putting their deals into your phone. That's great. The problem with Instagram though, and here's a key factor, is if you give them yours and you show them and they take your phone, they go in and find themselves and they click follow. You're now following them. They're not necessarily following you. So you've got to chase them. I don't like that. So what I do is grab your phone out. There's mine. I give you my phone, but you know how many girls have dropped my phone who are drunk? Little tease and egg, yeah? And she could look at it. Now she's got to go and find it and she's got to follow me. Boom. So I've got her following me. Yeah? By the way, what's my first always to say, my guys always use it now. What's the only text message you send after an hour? An unexpected pleasure. That's all I ever say, an unexpected pleasure. And I will not engage in fucking text game. I will not. I'll get them on, I say, like, I just don't really check my messages on Instagram. Here's my WhatsApp number. Send me a voice message and say hi. And I will always leave voice because it has more impact than the 7% words. I will not play text game. So my text game, an unexpected pleasure. I don't fucking do textual intercourse. Boom. If you want me, send me a nice message on WhatsApp. Buy me a drink before you hit on me. It's a nice playful way when a girl's giving you a compliment. By the way, if girls are giving you compliments, you know, it's all right having one playful response and, you know, buy me a drink before you hit on me in a nice way. But the next time you give a compliment, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Because you want to groom them for good behavior. You don't always be pissy or arrogant or cocky when people are giving you a compliment. And that's a typical pickup artist thing. That's why they just become Pickup artists are very awkward to be around beyond the basic game. So there's a little tip about getting the numbers. Did that make sense, guys? Yeah? Make sure she gets your Instagram and puts it in there and follows you, and it'll pop up and say, as soon as I see it, I'll message you from there. Boom. Don't follow her immediately. Another tip. Do not go in, she's got her boobies out, she looks hot. Don't react and start liking all the fucking hot pictures. Go in indirectly, like the scenery ones. Anything that's not about her beauty, like 2 to 3, and go boom, 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 boom. And just it comes out. In case she's exchanged with loads of guys that night, she's going to remember you because you're going to pop it 3 times, but not on the beautiful ones. That makes sense? What else? And turn on notifications. And don't forget, if you want to catch the goodies, I always say, and I click on the top right, and for me, it'll say turn on notifications. That means when I go live or when I post, it pops up on her feed immediately. And then she'll definitely won't forget me. And then that way you're just going to get more reactions from girls. Yeah, get 10 girls reacting to your stuff. Boom, social proof. Right. What about if you have a low value life? You've got no cars, no money, you can't travel, you live in a shitty house. Well, number one, every fucker can turn the lights on. You ain't that poor. Nobody's that fucking poor. Yeah, no dark, gloomy bedrooms. Sitting in your bedroom with fucking beds not made. Low value guys do that. Yeah? Can you have some plants? Yeah? You can have some plants around. I have loads of plants outside. When they can see plants and you're walking around, it just shows that you're used to looking after things and looking after yourself. Every man can have that. But beyond that, add a bit of value. Simon says some great gems of information for both the veteran and the beginner here. Thanks for sharing. Simon, you're absolutely fucking welcome, my friend. Pavans, how you doing, buddy? The Gifted Game joined. How you doing, my friend? Who else is on there? Caesar Lama. How you doing, buddy? Yidel. Never gonna settle joined. Never gonna settle like that. Cali Disco. There you go. Oh, rocking away there. Right. Here's a one for when you haven't, and I'm gonna come to a close in a moment. Hey Connor, hey Pavans. Is what happens if you don't have a high value lifestyle? You're struggling to get by, like game on a budget. And Sebastian Gold, one of our coaches, has got a program coming out in the next couple of months called Game on a Budget. So it's great if you're struggling by. What you've got to do, though, is you've got to get yourself where you're excited about your own future. And you've got to start to let that shine through in your social media so people can see that about you. And also it pumps your own value. So let's say you got your dream cars. Then let's say yours is, let's say it's a Ferrari. Yeah, not mine, not my kind of thing, but Ferrari. Then, so you don't just go and hang with a Ferrari. Go down or go to the Ferrari, go, here I am at the Ferrari garage looking around, choosing the next toy, really excited, which one? And I'll do one like, choose the black one or the red one. It might be a year from now that you get it, but set your goals and anyone can achieve anything in a year, especially a fucking car, yeah? Boom. And then book a test drive. Get excited yourself. It's from Think and Grow Rich, the Napoleon Hill principles of believing and experience on all the senses before you can achieve it. It's not fake it till you make it. It's pumping your own emotional state so that you've been in that car, you're excited about it, and maybe it's a year from now that you're going to get it. I'm doing the same now with super yachts because that's my next level. Do you know the C63 AMG? I would never buy a C63 AMG because the C-Class is for boys, little boys. They get the smallest range possible and they get the biggest fucking engine, and then all they do is drive around like little kids. If you're going to do that, you're better off getting an E-Class coupe, which would actually be cheaper, with the nice AMG sports kit on rather than the whole fucking AMG engine, which would cost you a fortune engine. Don't get a C-Class. That's like for fucking company car kids, you know? Right, but yeah, the homes you want to live in, go and tell the estate agent, the real estate guys, and go and tell them, boom, got some big commissions coming in. I need to be looking at homes between the value of 500K to $1 million. And go out and experience a half a day. Take a girl with you and look around those homes. This is my goal. Within a year, this is going to happen. Take some girls with you. And they got the experience. So you get the experience going around those homes. And hey guys, which one do you like this? I really love the way this bathtub. I really love the way this spa. I really love the way this wine cellar looked. And people can start this, and they can all be on your profile. So you're building and pumping your own emotional and conscious state to where you will be in the future. That makes sense? So the homes, your horizons, where you're going, the cars, the lifestyle, the holidays, everything you can get into now before you get there, and up the value, even if you don't have it right now, on your own social media. Like, these women don't own these boats, they don't own those cars, they don't own those restaurants, but they're always happy to take pictures of themselves in this environment, because what it does is allows them to up their value. Say, this is the value that I'm accustomed to, guys, this is the value I want to attract. So you can do exactly the same. You can do exactly the same. Ultimately, if she gets in bed with you, literally, what kind of life can she expect? And your social media profile leaks the truth of that, both good and bad. So I recommend you go out and sort your social media profile out. If you want one of our coaches, by the way, we do free 30-minute coach calls. If you would like one of our coaches to help you look over your profile, just go on our website, send one of our team a message, and or send me a message, and I'll put you in the system and rack you up a little call, and they can have a look at your profile for you, help you out. Everybody can have a 30-minute coach call for free from our team. We've got about 38 coaches now worldwide, so we've got plenty on the ground. And all the new trainee junior coaches, they've all got to do so many hours, extra work, service to the community to help everybody out. Because I do believe that when you help other people out, you help yourself, sincerely. So, is she seeing high value when she looks at your social media profile? Or is she seeing low profile? You decide. But again, it's just a process. Get on with it. Make it happen. Before you go, and you should tell yourself and tell your friends, next week I'm in LA. We have a coach development program, and this is the last one we are doing for the US. This is the last opportunity and the last coach program intake for these people, not to become a full-time pickup coach, but on side, on top of your job. This is like the Think and Grow Rich or the Rich Dad, Poor Dad strategy of how to earn a bit of extra money on the side while helping other people become better at pickup, and at the same time improving rapidly your own learning curve of pickup by hanging out and being with our team. It's not the extra boot camps, it's like the extra time you get to spend with us. Anybody who's been good at pickup has had just a lot more time and exposure to people who are much better than themselves. So our coach development program is a great way to do that. And the last intake for the US is in the US next week in Los Angeles, West Hollywood. And that's all the way from Thursday to Sunday. So if you're interested in that, or you'd like a coach info sheet to see what it costs, what benefits it, how you can earn money from being a coach on the side, send me a message direct on here. Boom, send me a direct message. Don't post it on there because all the competitors jump all over it and start sending you a lot of spam shit. And then boom, I will send you some information. Gentlemen, it's been a fucking pleasure. Before I go though, another little pitch I'm going to give you, and I have no embarrassment in giving you a little pitch here. In about 4 weeks' time, we are doing a really special event. Actually, it was put together by Mr. Sebastian Gold, one of our coaches, really on the up and up and up. He's like an expert for, while I was studying as a physiotherapist, making a lot of money, buying a couple of homes, living lifestyle, having Bitcoin, and even affording, like myself and Mystery, for one-on-ones. He managed to do all that while I was a student, so he's got great game on a budget. But he's hosting a program, and it's going to be in Copenhagen in 4 weeks' time. It's the biggest festival in the whole of Scandinavia, Norway, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, boom, Copenhagen, Denmark. And there are 300,000 people on the streets every day for 3 days. And at least half of those are women, younger women, all having fun. And it's a great environment to almost part day game, part social game, part bar game, but in the open. And you can literally go from, I think they are from like 11 in the morning straight until 7, like an 8-hour stretch where you're live in field, stop, start. Then that's the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then effectively on the Friday afternoon, I'm flying in, I'm going to do a master level camp. So we assume everybody's done the basics. So it's like a 5-day stretch. You can do them separate, but I'd encourage you to have the whole experience with different coaches out there, day game, night game, bar game, social game, everything. Then I'm going to come in and do the intermediate to advanced levels, or what we call the master level program, on the Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday day. So if you would like to join our entire team, we also have a coach accelerator where our coaches every 3 months come together to just go game and have a lot of fun. So we have actually 10 coaches in the team plus, boom, in Copenhagen. So I highly recommend that. It's going to be, I'm really excited because those Scandinavian girls, they don't really see many foreigners. It's not like Spain where they're sick of fucking Brits and Americans, or, you know, like a beat they see them all the time. These Scandinavian girls, I remember there was this, because we were in Sweden, I was with Mystery. I think it was Baxter was there as well. And I remember there was this little dude, a little boxer dude, little black guy, but very short. And these girls are super fucking tall. So he was feeling a bit self-conscious. He says, oh, dude, they're all white and they're all beautiful and they're all fucking big and tall. I said, trust me, good energy gets you through anything. People are always intrigued. And this guy was just opening with so much joy, because girls were just like, oh, where are you from? They genuinely want to know where you're from in Scandinavia, because they just don't get to see foreigners. So if you're American and you've got a fucking accent, get to Scandinavia. These are the places where you find your future fucking wives or long-term girlfriends. Like, you know, everybody can have a boom. Oh, wow, we've been on for an hour because this has ended. Everybody can have a hot girlfriend from Scandinavia. These girls are super fucking healthy, super beautiful, low makeup, low maintenance level, and they just love visitors. So if you want to have a good bit of game, meet some really hot women, have exposure to a lot of coaches, and get some really great skills, we've got a great program coming up in Copenhagen. But if you want to join me personally and you want to reach out, message me, boom. And I will be in Los Angeles next week. Anyway, that was enough. How to maximize your social media profile. You're either those people who are on social media and those who are not. If you're not, you better have a damn good fucking reason, because it's going to be hard to circumnavigate that, because you're going to be perceived as low value or even creepy that you're not. And then there's the guys who have them, and 90% of the guys that have them have shitty profiles. So it's not helping your game. In fact, it's killing your game a lot of the times. So then you're forced into quick same night lays before they get to see your lifestyle and real profile. And you know, you're running around constantly with your fucking backpack on, trying to get same night lays and never really having great sex or great fuck buddies in your funnel, hot girlfriends. Make a choice, make a decision, get real game. Shawn Michael, Discovery, been a fucking pleasure. I always say it's been emotional. It hasn't actually, it's just been fun. But Endgame was a good film. Go see it. And I will see you guys in Los Angeles next week. Take care. Take action.